So here we are in Hyde Park. I'm delighted to be speaking to Adia Victoria. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Very good. Now, you've not played yet. You've got about an hour to wait.
Got an hour to kill.
So, what are your feelings looking towards the performance? What can we expect to see when you hit the stage?
My band. We're just really excited to be here. Honestly, this was late coming down the pipeline for us. We just found out about it probably like a month ago. So it's kind of been the crown jewel of this run. I love performing in London. I love Hyde Park, so I expect to have a great time. I've got my sunscreen on, and we're going to go out there and do it.
And your music's been described as Gothic Blues. Do you think that's fair, given that your background is quite eclectic?
Right, yeah, I think it's fair. My music is influenced, I'd say, primarily by my relationship growing up in the South, and by a lot of the artists that came there before me, like William Faulkner, Flannery O'Connor, Toni Morrison, people that helped me understand what it meant to be a Southerner and to find peace and inspiration in it. So, there's themes of lightness and darkness and religion and the grotesque, which are all components of the Gothic aesthetic. So yeah, sure, it's fair.
Because the title of your 2016 album, Beyond the Bloodhounds, I mean that has some resonance as well. I mean invokes kind of like almost like a Hammer horror type of vibe.
Yeah.
Was that deliberate?
Oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to write. My debut album was very close to my heart. I didn't want it to have any pretense about it. Like, these were stories that were drawn from my life as a little girl growing up in South Carolina as a young woman, and I wanted to have the humor and the horror and the beauty and all of that there, and I think that it came through quite well.
And moving up to present, if I have this correct, your latest album is called Silences.
You have it correct, yes.
Okay, and so how does that differ from the previous album? Is it a more light album? I suppose the last one was a little bit more shade?
Honestly, no. I think that this album differed because due to the circumstances that I wrote the first one under and the second one under are so different. The first album, they say you have your whole life to write the first album. And the second one, I was working as an artist, I was a professional artist, but I also had a day job, and I had a lot of expectations on me and a lot of pressure, and I was coming off of the work in the first album, and I was kind of exhausted. So I had to dig into a different place to write this album, to make the art, and I think that it's a lot more urgent, and it speaks to the woman that I am currently, not so much my past, but my current situation.
And the songs, do they come together, or are they driven by, because I know you write poems.
Right.
Does that tend to come first, or has that changed over time?
It's a completely different, it's like not even related, honestly. There's not a lot of interflow between the poems and the songs.
So when you're inspired artistically, how do you then know that a theme or a story or a sense or a set of words, okay, that's a song, or there maybe something else where you say, okay, I want to put a verse down. How do you kind of distinguish the two feelings?
It's like somebody asking your mom like how she makes her special marinara sauce. Like, how do you know when it's cooked? She's like, you just know. You know when it's done. You know when you've got a certain thing, and I try not to think about it too much, and I try not to over-explain it, because it is very private and personal, that process of extracting the art out of you. But all I can say is that I try and leave myself as open and available to the process as possible.
And with your band, do you compose with your band together, or do you come with ideas separately?
Sometimes it depends on the song. There are songs that I'll make a demo with my creative partner Mason Hickman, who's the lead guitarist. We'll have a demo, and then we'll take it to the band and they'll flesh it out. So we did a lot of that with this record, Silences. And then there's other songs where I have a guitar part, and it's like, hey, let's just play with this. So I'm fortunate enough to have musicians that are open to that experience. They're open to that vulnerability of, we don't know what this is going to be, and let's just go and put our hands on it.
And maybe the best way of encapsulating what you've described as the title of your latest single, A Different Kind of Love.
Yes. I mean, that was a song that I wrote after being dumped and kind of hitting rock bottom and being like, okay, so what now? And it was just me talking myself through that heartache of, are you going to allow the way that you feel about yourself to be determined by other people, or is it going to be you? Like, between the world and me, what will it be? Who do you love? Tell me who do you love? And hopefully, I chose me. We'll see.
Yes, because the vibe of the music and the sound of your voice does have that kind of mystery to it. Do you consider yourself a mysterious or an open person?
I'm an open person. I don't think I'm very mysterious. I think I kind of lay it all out there. What I don't do is hold people's hand and walk them through my being. And I think that the only way to get to know somebody is to get to know them, and I'm not really interested in trying to make myself completely known, like on the internet.
So here we are in Hyde Park, a lovely July summer's day.
Yes.
What happens tomorrow? What happens beyond that? The album's out, the single's out.
So tomorrow I drive to Frankfurt. Gonna have schnitzel. Gonna play a few shows opening for the National. And then go back home. We're playing the Newport Folk Festival, which is really cool.
Okay.
And my birthday is next week, so I'm going to celebrate that. And hopefully get down to Mississippi, down to the Delta, where I can throw away my phone and be off the map for a little bit and write some art, make some art.
Because Nashville's your home, right?
Yeah, it's Nashville. Yeah.
So what does Nashville mean to you? Because I mean, if people know it as the music capital almost of the US.
Right.
Do you just feel it's home and music just happens to be something else that happens there?
Definitely that. You know, I moved there because my whole family's there, my mom, my grandma, all my siblings, you know, cousins. So when I'm home, I'm a family woman. I've got my cats there, I live with my mom. I'm not really on the scene, you know, that's where my business is. But Nashville's given me it's proven to be a very supportive community that's allowed me to grow and navigate this business, and I'm able to remain completely anonymous there, which I like a lot.
And the contrary is today, you'll be far from anonymous. We have a great crowd here for Bob Dylan and Neil Young, so we're looking forward to the performance, and I'm sure it'll go well.
I'm looking forward to it too.
It's been great talking to you. Thanks very much.
Cheers, of course.
Knock 'em dead.
Oh man, that's a plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy.